Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Thank you. Good morning, and welcome to the Class of 2022 graduation ceremony. I would like to welcome the Class of 1972, our 50-year CHS graduating class, along with parents, guardians, staff, and the Clinton community. If I sound nervous today, it's because all 30 of my prom dates are in one place right now. When I first was gifted the title of class president from the Class of 2022, at the end of last school year, that first thing that came to my mind was, oh man, how am I going to welcome everyone here today to this joyous celebration with hundreds of people watching me? Then I thought, well, okay, I have all the time in the world to think of something. Time flies, doesn't it? The moment you've been daydreaming about ever since you were a little kid. It doesn't seem like a dream anymore, does it? You start to think about it, and you notice there's some people here today that you might never see again. Some teachers you will never learn from again. For some of you, you'll be moving away with no support system that's been there for you since the beginning. Well, when you get down, think about these past 12 years. You don't remember the easy days where you looked at your phone all class, or the days you snored the 55-minute period away until 2:09, where you at? Some of you might think of the hard parts, the ones that made you. Everything negative in the past 12 years might not mean much to you anymore, but loss and struggle is what made us all. You remember the sleepless nights and early mornings. You remember those you loved and those you lost. Well, today might be a big loss for a lot of you, but with that comes a big triumph. Now I want everyone that is here today that doesn't know me already to know a little bit about me. I'd like to do that by telling you a story and just hope that at least one person here today or at home can watch, at home watching can relate. I'm very proud of my heritage, being an immigrant Iraqi American that came to this country at the age of 4. However, it wasn't just as simple as hopping on a plane and skipping on our way to our new home here in Clinton. My parents, who I owe all my success to, are very driven people. I think if I get to their age with just an ounce of the work ethic they have, then I will have no trouble with success. My parents grew up and lived the majority of their lives in Iraq, where my dad at a young age would help his father out at a small store he owned. Now, when I was born, I was a problem. My father now worked his way through college and got a job in the geology industry. My mother would have just enough time during her day to take care of her 3 children, but uh-oh, here comes number 4. At this point, we're about halfway through the war in a third world country, and I'm lucky to say I didn't live through a single second of it because of my hardworking parents. The moment I was born, both of my parents took on a job for the U.S. and Iraq by translating and interpreting for them. My 3 siblings would put arguing with each other on hold. One sister gave me an early education at home, the other fed me, and my brother, who was on this stage 10 years ago, he'd have diaper duty. And here we are. I'm graduating with the class of 2022 of Clinton High. I'm headed to Boston this summer to start my journey for my doctorate. Now I'm the little boy helping my dad out right down that road, not for the money nor the food, but in hopes that I'll obtain the work ethic that he gained from his father. I had a conversation with my mom earlier, telling her I felt like I've never struggled and I don't know what I'm going to do without her, my friends, and everyone I've grown up with in college. I later told my teacher the same exact worry later. They both remind me that this is what life throws at you, and the losses are what will make you a winner. Today I'm going to leave the stage, but never leave behind the losses I've had or the fundamental lessons I've learned. No, I don't mean my history or math lessons, because seriously, when are we going to use this in the future? I also don't mean our lunch talks about who would win in a fight between Mr. Zapandis or Mr. Cermak. But I mean the lessons that made me. So here's a couple that come straight to my head when I think of the Clinton Gales. From a track coach, after a tough month and tough recovery for myself, they say, it's okay if you don't get it right on the second chance, as long as there's progress every day. From a science teacher, life throws these hard obstacles at you to see if you're worthy of the success that's coming. From a football coach, You put in the work, everything else is going to play out how you want it to. From an English teacher, if D says all of the above, then the answer is most likely D. And from a lunch lady, don't tell any of the other kids, but I'm going to give you doubles just because you're so handsome. Now, in some classes, I might not have an exact quote to direct to the class, but I have skills that I adapted. In digital media, I learned how to enhance anything by completing it, choosing my least favorite part, and making it the best. In art, I learned how to put an image in my head onto paper. In furniture production, I made stuff out of wood. And most importantly, at lunch, I learned to stay away from the tuna sailboat because I would have another lesson in the bathroom right after. Well, I might walk out of here with mediocre grades, a stutter when a non-Clintonian asks me, what even is a Gale? No more school American chop suey, and without a flawless shiny championship ring. But I will walk off the stage with memories, lessons, and a view on success that I would not have received anywhere else. To the schools and to my peers, I leave my name and a promise. My name for 3 reasons. Memories, so you can find my name on Cash App and Venmo for graduation gifts, and for bragging rights when I become famous. A promise reminding you that you have 2 goodbyes, one when you leave this earth and one when your name is last said. And my promise is that I will be talking about the Clinton Gales until the day I say my first goodbye. Now, before I go, I want to thank everyone here today. I want to thank parents and guardians for raising the students I've grown up with. I want to thank the teachers and mentors for the lessons that will make me successful. I want to thank coaches for lessons on the field, leading to success off the field. I want to thank the student council, because without their planning, we wouldn't have had such a great high school experience. I want to thank our advisors for guiding us through these past 4 years. I want to thank the staff, our lunch ladies, custodians, and our office and guidance for making the difference at Clinton High that separates us from the rest. And I want to thank you, my peers, for everything. Go get 'em, Gales. I would now, on behalf of the class of 2022, like to acknowledge and thank Ms. Swetland for the help and her guidance through these past 4 years and with setting up this ceremony. I would like to give her this gift from the class of 2022. I would now like to call up to the stage our principal, Mr. Cermak.
Taha, I thought you said you were nervous. Ladies and gentlemen, that right there is a tough act to follow. Nice job, Taha. I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to the parents, guardians, grandparents, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, school committee, Superintendent Meyer, Clinton teachers and staff, and all of the people in and out of the Clinton community that have played a part in shaping the lives of the soon-to-be Clinton High School graduates, class of 2022. Speaking of community, we have the 50-year class here today, the Clinton High School class of 1972. The class of 72 has graciously donated an outdoor table for students at Clinton High School, this podium that I'm speaking from, and given $4,500 in scholarships to our students. Thank you. This year, the Clinton community has demonstrated their support for the class of 2022 by contributing over $138,000 in scholarships. Amazing. These scholarships were awarded to the CHS graduates during the baccalaureate ceremony on Wednesday evening in the Clinton High School auditorium. Again, thank you for all your support. I started thinking about graduation this year. Oh, here comes the wind. Started thinking about graduation this year during winter break. You might be thinking, winter break? Yeah, that's a full semester ago. And you're right. That's around when COVID flared up again with the Omicron variant of the virus. That's also when we shut down our girls' basketball team for a week, following COVID protocol. You're probably wondering, why is Mr. Cermak talking about this now? There is a reason. When we returned to school this year, we came back at full capacity, not hybrid or remote, and COVID seemed like it was almost over, except for wearing masks. Little did we know that we'd be limiting fans at our basketball games in order to cut down on the spread of the virus, forcing some people to watch the games from their houses. This again was change. You've been in constant change throughout the last 3 years. You've had to adapt to remote learning, hybrid learning, and Google Classroom. Some of this didn't work as well as we would have liked, and some of it became the new norm, like Google Classroom, and athletic events being live streamed for everyone to watch, no matter where they lived, giving extended family members the ability to see students playing in athletic events from around the world. We had a mask mandate to start school that was only for a month, and then extended through February break. One of my new things to do is to walk around Clinton High School without a mask on and seeing people's faces. If I said that 3 years ago, people would think I was crazy. But here we are. After living through and dealing with the changes that you've had to endure throughout your high school career, you, class of 2022, are resilient and ready for whatever comes next. Whether it be the military, full-time employment, college, or some other career readiness program, you are prepared for whatever path you choose. Remember, your journey isn't over. This chapter of your life may be ending, but you are beginning a new chapter. You have prepared for this for over the past 13 years of your life, starting in kindergarten, and you are ready to make decisions as young adults that will form your future. Before you leave here today, remember the people in your lives that have made all this possible. Your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, teachers, friends, and staff members that have worked with you and guided you through these changes that you've experienced through your academic career. This has been a journey, and you haven't been on it alone. So before you go today, remember to thank someone that's special to you and who's been there for you. Congratulations, class of 2022, and good luck in the next chapter of your journey. I'd now like to introduce Ms. Guadalupe Pun, our Family and Outreach Coordinator, to address our Spanish and Portuguese-speaking families. Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome everyone. So I'm going to start with the Portuguese. Obrigado e bem-vindo aos pais, avós, tias, tios, irmãos, irmãs, cometa escolar, professores e funcionários de Clinton e todas as pessoas dentro e fora da comunidade de Clinton aqui, ajudando a formar as vidas e os futuros dos graduados de Clinton High School, turma de 2022. Obrigado por confiar em nós, as escolas públicas de Clinton, e nos permitir educar e ajudar a moldar as mentes de seus alunos. Este ano, a comunidade de Clinton demonstrou seu apoio à turma de 2022, contribuindo com mais de $130,000 em bolsas de estudo premiadas aos graduados da Escola de Clinton durante a cerimônia de bachillerato, na noite de quarta-feira, no auditório de Clinton High School. Obrigado a todos por seu apoio. Esta tem sido uma jornada para nós graduados, mas eles não estavam sozinhos. Alunos, antes de ir hoje, lembrem de ser agradecidos a alguma pessoa que é especial para vocês e que estava lá para vocês e ajudando a vocês a alcançar um desses sonhos hoje. Parabéns, turma de 2022, e boa sorte no próximo capítulo dessa jornada. Now in Spanish. Primero que todo, les queremos dar las gracias y bienvenidas a los padres, tutores, abuelos, tías, tíos, hermanos, hermanas, comité escolar, maestros y personal de escuela de Clinton, y todas las personas dentro y fuera de la comunidad de Clinton que han jugado una parte en la formación de las vidas de los próximos graduados de la escuela secundaria de aquí de Clinton, clase de 2022. Gracias por confiar en nosotros, las escuelas públicas de Clinton, y permitirnos educar y ayudar a moldar las mentes de sus estudiantes. Este año la comunidad de Clinton ha demostrado su apoyo a la clase de 2022 a contribuir con más de $138,000 en becas que fueron premiadas a los graduados de la escuela secundaria de Clinton durante la ceremonia de bachillerato el miércoles por la noche en el auditorio de la escuela secundaria de Clinton. Gracias por todo su apoyo. Este ha sido un viaje para nuestros futuros graduados, pero no lo han hecho solos. Estudiantes, antes de irse hoy, recuerden agradecerle a alguien que sea especial para ustedes y que haya estado ahí para ustedes y los ayudó a lograr uno de sus sueños hoy. Felicitaciones, clase de 2022, y buena suerte en el próximo capítulo de su vida. Felicitaciones. And now we're going to welcome Superintendent Dr. Meyer to the podium.
Good morning. I'd like to start by welcoming all the family, friends, staff members, administrators, school committee members joining us here today. I'd also like to give a special welcome to our 50-year class, the class of 1972, and finally, to the class of 2022, welcome and congratulations. I know that after today, each of you will head in a variety of directions as you embark on your individual journeys to continue your education, join the workforce, or join the armed services. But today, I want to share a few tips that I've learned over the years before you embark on your journey. But before we get to that, I'd like to provide some context. 50 years ago, the class of 1972 was sitting in your seats. At that time, the world was a different place, but faced many of the same challenges. 1972 marked the start of playing video games in your home. In May of 1972, the very first home video game console, the Magnavox Odyssey, was released with its headline game, table tennis. The Odyssey failed to really catch on, and in November 1972, the more popular Atari was released with its featured game, Pong. Apparently, in 1972, either ping pong was wildly popular or just easy to program. Either way, it was the beginning of what has now become the online, real-time, multiplayer gaming experience of today, and also the beginning of the decline of interpersonal socialization and conversation. From a more cultural perspective, in January of 1972, the song American Pie by Don McLean was #1 in America for 4 weeks. The song has a catchy chorus and has remained popular throughout the years. You've probably all heard it. I was tempted to, but I'm not going to sing it. However, the song actually has a lot of references to cultural events, particularly in the music world, embedded in the lyrics. According to Don McLean, the meaning of the lyrics is that life is becoming less idyllic. He stated, "I don't know if you consider that right or wrong, but it's a morality song." So what does that really mean? Less idyllic means life's becoming less happy, less peaceful. Morality song means it tries to make a distinction between good and bad. I'd say those same themes Don McLean sang about in 1972 can still resonate in 2022. Right now, our country is dealing with supply chain issues, inflation, and the global ramifications of the war in Ukraine. We're still working to find a way to address inequities in this country, and we're doing so in a political climate that's become extremely polarized. To the class of 2022, you have the opportunity not only to succeed, but to try to make the world a better place. All of you sitting here today have cleared one of the first hurdles that you encounter on your journey in life, graduating high school. But this milestone is just one of the first. You'll have many more obstacles to overcome throughout your life, so I want to share a few strategies on how to handle some of these challenges that you will face. My first advice is to listen more than you speak. In order to assess a situation, you need to take in all the information that you can. You don't get anywhere when you rush to judgment or just try to talk over someone. If you're going to try to solve a problem or make an important decision, you need to try to understand all points of view. Next, I'd ask you to try to make decisions based on facts, not opinions. I'm not telling you what decision to make, that's up to you. But I'm saying that you should try to dig into issues and gather information before you formulate your position and make a decision. Don't just align yourself with a position because social media or some guy on TV told you to do so. Finally, engage in thoughtful conversation with one another. Real conversation. Don't just text or comment on social media posts. Have a conversation. We don't live in a black and white world, and you don't want to go through life thinking that some people are right and others are wrong just because of one issue or who they follow on social media. I say all the time about my job as a superintendent. We don't live in a black and white world, and my job is to look at situations and determine what shade of gray we're dealing with. Don't focus on just a few differences. Engage in conversation and discover your common ground. Class of 2022, you've been an amazing class. I'm sorry you've had so many disruptions during your high school career, but you've proven to be resilient, and I'm hoping you take that resilience with you as you leave Clinton High School. And I hope that by listening, considering facts, and engaging in conversation, you can help to make the world a more idyllic place. Former President Barack Obama once said, "All those adults that you used to think were in charge and knew what they were doing, it turns out they don't have all the answers. A lot of them aren't even asking the right questions. So if the world's going to get better, it's going to be up to you. Good luck." Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2022. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the CHS Class of 2022 Valedictorian, Madison McDonald.
Thank you, Superintendent Meyer. Good morning and welcome to Superintendent Meyer, Principal Cermak, teachers, faculty, family, friends, and fellow classmates. Buenos días y bienvenidos las familias y los compañeros de clase. I will keep this as brief as Mr. Cermak asked me to, because I know this is one of at least 7 speeches that you are hearing today. I would like to start my speech by thanking the educators, who are the reason that we are all here today. Thank you to every teacher that has ever taught our Clinton High School class of 2022. Without teachers, I truly believe that the world would stop spinning. Clinton Public School teachers have done so much for so many kids, and every teacher I have had has inspired me to learn and appreciate the education that I have been given. I would also like to thank the family members and friends of the students in our class. You are also one of the reasons that we are here today. It takes a village of support from family and friends to raise a child, and you should be proud that you helped get a child to the milestone that is a high school graduation. Finally, a huge thank you to my fellow classmates. I'm proud of us. I like to think that in a way, we all helped each other to get here today, and I'm glad that we supported each other these last 4 years, and many of us even longer. We have been through a lot during our time in high school. A lot is very unique to our graduating class, but I won't talk about COVID today because no one wants to hear about it. Instead, I would like to reflect on the positives that we have experienced, such as finally winning Spirit Week our senior year. After 2 years of being gypped, we finally did it. I say 2 because, let's be honest, freshman year was really bad. I cringe every time I see that lipped up. We also got to experience high school through many huge sports milestones. From the boys' soccer team narrowly losing to Brumfield during their chase to the state championship, to a 2020 almost almost perfect regular field hockey season, which paused Mrs. Kaiser's field hockey career on a high note. And who could forget our trip to Wacona High to see the football team play in the playoffs, or the fact that our tennis team is one of the best records that it's had in years. Also, my personal favorite is the fact that our robotics team had a fantastic 2022 season. We have had many of these ups during our 4 years, but unfortunately, as you know, many downs. But we did get through it. We aren't the awkward freshmen that we entered CHS as. Many of us are several inches taller. Many of us have switched from wearing our hair in side parts to middle parts. And pretty much everyone has learned that athletic wear is not the peak fashion that we thought it once was. We became the cool and obviously super mature seniors that we looked up to when we were underclassmen. And just like we changed so much during high school, we will all change a lot in the coming years. Many of us will go to college or go into the workforce after graduation. Some will even join the armed forces, and to those that are, I thank you in advance for serving your country. But no matter where you go, what you do, or how much you change, I want you to remember where you came from. Somewhere with a strong sense of community that will always remember and care about you. So remember that Clinton will always be home. And that Clinton will always welcome you back, no matter how far or how long you are gone. I know that all of us will go on to do great things and be amazing people. Finally, I would like to dedicate this speech to all of the women that raised me and paved the way for me to be where I am today. To my amazing great aunt Eileen, who at a time where it wasn't particularly common, was a single woman who decided she wasn't done after her bachelor's degree and got a master's degree from Boston University, and then worked as a professor. She showed me I don't always have to do what was expected of me. And to my absurdly smart grandmother, who when I asked her why she became a teacher, she responded with, well, during that time my only other options were to be a nurse or a secretary. But she went on to teach generations of her students, and me, that they could be whatever they wanted to be. Finally, I would like to recognize my mother. Although she could never help me with my math homework, she always made sure that I was well-dressed. On a more serious note, though, I would like to thank my mother, who found herself suddenly widowed and a single mother of a little girl at 36, made sure that I never had to worry about anything. Thank you all for your time, and congratulations. We did it. Go Gales. And now I would like to introduce my good friend and salutatorian and award.
Thank you, Maddie. Good morning, CHS class of 2022, class of 1972, family, friends, CHS staff, and Clinton community. To begin, I would like to congratulate the class of 2022 on this accomplishment. It has been an honor to be part of such a dignified and persevering group of people throughout these past 4 years at Clinton High School, and every single member of the class deserves this achievement. This morning, we come to celebrate our accomplishments and reflect on the memories of the past 4 years of high school. However, now is also the time where we come together to look ahead to the future and launch the next chapter of our lives. Without a doubt, I know that each and every one of you will go on to achieve success wherever you end up. Education is the instrumental tool to achieving such success in life, and this can come in many forms, including formal learning, on-the-job training, a passion for reading, or following your own natural curiosity. Education is essential in order to make the world a better place in which to live. Today, we achieve an incredible milestone of receiving our high school diploma, but our desire for learning should just be beginning. Through our education, we can promote the values of knowledge, truth, justice, and love of others in our community, our country, and world. Recently, I was introduced to the Positive Revolution movement as outlined by Edward de Bono. The Positive Revolution is a framework for channeling one's energy into satisfying oneself and at the same time benefiting all of society. There are 5 principles that make up the positive revolution. First, there is effectiveness, which means that we must work together to achieve a beneficial impact on our community and the world. Next, constructive design tells us to always move forward and to use the past to learn how to do better and be more productive in the future. Then comes respect and human values, representing how you must respect yourself and others in order to promote the positive values that allow society to grow and develop. Almost second to last value is self-improvement, in which you must continually seek to advance yourself by learning more and giving more to others and to the community. Finally, the value of contribution is how you give back. Remember that any act given selflessly to helping others is always beneficial and will be received and appreciated more than you know. Together, the 5 principles with an educated mind can create, design, build, and shape our world. Our imagination has the ability to create a better future, and with a positive attitude, there is no limit. If you work hard and learn to focus on your goals, then you will always have the ability to do well wherever you are in life. When everyone strives to make a contribution, whether great or small, it leads to a better community and world. It is immensely important to be true to yourself as you navigate through life, and always do the best that you can. By knowing that you have given your all, and by being happy with yourself, you will have a positive ripple effect on everyone around you. Use this energy to give back to those who have given to you. When all of us are working and helping each other, we can reach a better tomorrow. Individual success is measured not by the accumulation of wealth and power, but by whether we are able to reach our full potential. We know that life is difficult, but we can never give up on ourselves or on society. Education and self-improvement require time, effort, and perseverance most of all. Your dreams will lead you, while knowledge will take you there. I want to finish with a quote by the Irish novelist and poet Oliver Goldsmith that emphasizes perseverance. Our greatest glory consists not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2022. I wish you all the best for the future, and I know you'll receive great accomplishments. I would now like to invite my distinguished classmate, friend, and high honor student Autumn Garceau to speak.
Thank you, Anna. Family, friends, teachers, class of 72, and most importantly, class of 2022, welcome. Today we are finishing the last chapter in our high school books. Each page is filled with memories, whether it was building our locker organizers with Mr. Howard freshman year, or going on nature walks during the double with Mr. Z and Mrs. Hilliger. Each one of us is closing the cover on the same book. However, the text on each page is a little different. Some of the chapters are autobiographical. They tell our stories as each of us wrote them. Other chapters are filled with tales of what we accomplished as a team, obstacles we overcame together, time spent with our friends, classmates, and teachers. The events are different, but the plot is the same. New friends, best friends, worst classes, favorite classes. Double math with Mr. Holfinger will always be a favorite for me. Spirit Week, homecoming, summer vacations, prom, and now graduation. The most important thing to remember is this. Just because you have finished writing your high school novel doesn't mean you can't go back and reread it. Memories are fun to relive sometimes, but it's also important not to get stuck in the past. Keep moving forward. Now it is time to start writing the next book in the series of our lives. As we sit here this morning and pen the final words in the last chapter of our Clinton High books, I encourage you to ask yourself, how will my sequel begin? When we leave here today, we will no longer be students at Clinton High. Today we begin the next chapter in our lives, moving on to bigger and better things, whether that be college, the armed forces, or jumping right into the workforce. Today we graduate as seniors, the top of the school. Tomorrow, we start back at the bottom as beginners, becoming adults in the eyes of society. Freshmen in our undergrad programs, recruits, novices in our careers, and so on. And how humbling is that? To have the opportunity to start over again. My wish for all of you is that you take advantage of this clean slate, go out and show the world what you're made of. After today, We will go our separate ways, so no one's stories will be the same anymore. Some of us may cross paths in the future. Some of us may never see each other again, but we will always have one thing in common, and that is that we are the class of 2022. Congratulations, everyone. We made it. I would now like to introduce one of my good friends and fellow High Honors student, Pat Moran.
Thank you. Thank you, Autumn. First, I would like to welcome everyone here today, parents, family members, friends, teachers, and administration. Thank you for being here, and especially for everything you have done to get us up to this point in our lives. Now it is on us. We need to step up as young adults and take over for ourselves. Some of us will move to college, and others will step into the workforce or armed services. Whatever is the case, we will always be able to use what we learned at Clinton High School in order to move forward and make our dreams come true. We have always been told to dream big by both our parents and our teachers. As the class of 2022, part of that dream was accomplished at Clinton High School. For me, going to WPI has been a major focus in my life since sophomore year. It has been my goal to be accepted into WPI and to major mechanical engineering. Now that I have accomplished that, it is now my responsibility to make the next part of my dream a reality. Every one of you is something that you believe in, whether it's a dream job, a dream home, or any other imaginable dream. It now falls upon us to work towards our goals and to strive for excellence in order to make these dreams attainable. These things are not just for college students, but more for all of us here today as we move forward into the next phase of our journeys. As Kerry Washington once said, "You and you are alone are the only person who can live the life that writes the story that you were meant to tell." When I think back to Clinton High School, I would have to say that my favorite classes were not the ones I did best in, like math or science, but rather the more hands-on classes like furniture production and construction technology. These skills will last me a lifetime, and I truly enjoyed learning the expertise needed to accomplish building a shed, chair, or clock. My finest accomplishment was the American flag that my family hangs in our living room. I used almost every tool and machinery that was available to me in the CHS woodshop. Mr. Morrison was also a force to be reckoned with. In conclusion, it is our time. We need to make it great and do whatever it takes to realize our future goals. This means taking on the responsibility, whether monetary or academic, to achieve these ambitions. Let us, the class of 2022 of Clinton High School Gales, be the change in our world, be it little or big. Let us go out and make a difference. Success is a journey, not an event. Make your journey a memorable one, just like Clinton High School has made our journey as students unforgettable. Always remember where you came from. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Joel Bates, Chair of the Clinton High School Committee.
So before I get started, as the verbal speed bump to you getting your diplomas, I just want to say that none of us knew what the other speakers were going to be speaking about, and yet there's a theme, and that theme is echoed in what I want to say as well. And I think that theme comes from the power of being part of this community. So, to the class of 2022, it is my great honor and privilege to offer you the congratulations of the Clinton School Committee. To the class of 1972, thank you for being here with us today. Including the class of 1972 celebrating their 50-year reunion is one of my favorite annual traditions, but also I think a powerful example of what it means to be a Clintonian. Growing up in Clinton in the 70s, I made this connection in my head that High Street and the streets surrounding High Street was a lot like Sesame Street, which is what I was into in 1972. I knew the people in that neighborhood. My dad would drive down the street, and it seemed like he was constantly waving to someone. We would visit Bruce the Barber, and Earl and Carol's, and Betty Jane's Donuts, and on very special occasions, attend a concert with an Irish tenor who made you feel like a part of his family while serving you prime rib. If today were an episode of Sesame Street, I think it's fitting that it should be sponsored today by the letter C. Our green and gold C's stand for Clinton, but they represent other C's. When a prom venue coordinator seeks out your principal to tell you how polite, respectful, and mature you are, it stands for character. When you see injustice and you recognize inequity and your words are coupled with actions and volunteerism and hard work that improves our town, that C stands for compassion. When you keep working until it's done, and then you work on it some more until it's better. When you're not satisfied and you seek feedback from your teachers, mentors, and coaches, that C stands for commitment. When your last day of school begins with a parade where cars pull over on the side of the road and clap to celebrate you, and empties an elementary school so that 5 through 9-year-olds can wave to you and celebrate you, and when you share your graduation with men and women who stood in your places 5 decades ago, surrounded by friends and family in this beautiful park in the center of our town, it stands for community. As Mrs. Zapantis alluded to in her wonderful speech at Baccalaureate, this community will always be there for you. This community will celebrate your successes as we brag to our out-of-town friends, you know, she's from Clinton. This community will rally around you in your time of need with boundless generosity and support. When you count up all of the quizzes and all of the tests and all of the papers and all of the projects, you've received hundreds of grades. From this point forward, those grades don't matter. The A's disappear, the B's are irrelevant, but the C that you earn here today will never leave you. Treasure that C, honor that C with compassion for each other, with a commitment to lifelong learning and improvement. Face the inevitable with courage and character, never forgetting that wherever your road takes you, you are, now and forever, a member of this community. It's time for me to go. You need to get started on whatever is next. The world awaits, so go get 'em, Gales. And now, once again, Mr. Cermak.
And now for diplomas. Before I begin the awarding of diplomas, I want to share the following information. Clinton High School is privileged to be a state-approved district that can offer the state seal of biliteracy to graduates who have attained high functional and academic levels of proficiency in English and a world language. We recognize the value of their academic success along with the benefits of being bilingual or even trilingual. The seal of biliteracy appears as a seal on the student's transcript and diploma and is a statement of accomplishment to future employers and for college admissions. This recognition will be announced when students receive the diploma. And now, your graduating seniors. I'm going to ask that you hold your applause until I finish reading the name and the accomplishments. Madison Emma McDonald, Class Valedictorian and Class Vice Taha Suhail Sabri, class president and honor student. Joanne Ogando, class secretary, high honor student, and state seal of biliteracy in Spanish, in absentia. Samantha Kaylee Ford, class treasurer and high honor student. Gabriela Denise Acevedo, honors. Sofia L. Agrida, high honors and Mass State Seal of biliteracy in Spanish. Yannick Aguilar. Pedro Enrique Almeida de Costa. Lincoln Fenway Ashline, high honors. Kylie Brianna Bakerless. Eric Joseph Bader, high honors. Vason Elaine Blaylock, honors. Reagan Madeline Bodak, high honors. Amanda Rose Busnall. Courtney Paige Boulay, in absentia. Stella S. Brule, high honors. Elijah Tavon Brown, honors. Madison Michaela Carson Rezick. Cody Michael Cavaco, high honors. Alexandria Lee Cerruti. Juliette Rose Coates, high honors. Kelly Ann Conroy, high honors. Kira Elizabeth Coyne, high honors. Connor John Cullahane. Jorge A. Curiel, high honors. Daniel Thomas Cermak, high honors. It's always a tough one. Emma Rose Da Silva, high honors. Maria Da Silva Sonson. Jared J. Delaney, honors. Kylie Ann Dobeck, high honors. Michael Christopher Dorsey. Ian Michael Dumas, high honors. Mark D. Dwinells Jr., honors. Tina F. Ferreira. Robert Felice Suarez Jr. Sydney Leigh Furman, honors. Anna Paula Perez Flor, in absentia. Justin Joseph Xavier Gagnon, State Seal of Biliteracy in Portuguese. Autumn Garceau, high honors. Isabel M. Gemma, honors. Livia Myra Gomes. Alan Giancarlo Gomez, high honors. Michael Anthony Gomez, high honors. Annalise Gonzalez Rodriguez, State Seal of Biliteracy in Spanish. Congrats. Brandon R. Gore, honors. Aiden Thomas Grady, honors. Gabriela Garros de Oliveira, high honors. Daisy Guerra Gonzalez, honors. Yazy Guerra Gonzalez, honors. Gisela Rose Hayon, high honors. Serena Rose Heighton. Devin J. Hebert. Emily Maciel Hernandez, honors. David Arthur Hogue. Alyssa Sochita Horn, high honors. And Manuel Jimenez Perez, honors and State Seal of Biliteracy in Spanish. William Arthur Johns III, honors. Brady Stone Callenberg, high honors. Devin Andrew Lafleur. Samil A. Laura Franco, State Seal of Biliteracy in Spanish. Jack Royal Lewis, high honors. Alexander Parker Lipka, honors. Joanna Maria Lopez Maldonado, high honors in state seal of biliteracy in Spanish. Colin Lee Lusby. Elizabeth Shannon Maloney. Oh, I'm sorry, Shannon Elizabeth Maloney. Joseph D. Marshall. Justin Ivan Martinez. Carlos Mateo. Finn William McNally, high honor. Marty Francis McNamara. Emma Pearl McPartland. Madison Christine Madugno, high honors. Elias Alfredo Montas, high honors. Patrick William Moran, high honors. Alexandra Jamie Lett Neves, honors. Kayleen Okendo Molina. Miranda Christina Osorio, honors. Ian D. Ouellette, honors. Samuel De Souza Pereira, State Seal of Biliteracy in Portuguese. Deasia N. Poston, high honors. Isabella Anna Prusha. Eva Catherine Papecki, high honors. Anna Nadiel Ramirez, honors. Luis Junior Ramirez Rodriguez. Nuris Nadiel Ramirez, honors. Jimmy A. Ramos. Juan S. Regis, honors in State Seal of Biliteracy in Portuguese and Spanish. Catherine Rincon. Odessa Sasadina Rivera. Jeremias Ezequiel Rivera, honors. Juliana Angelise Rodriguez. Zaleski, in absentia. Jacob Thaddeus Salvi, high honors. Yaris Sanchez. Joshua Scott Seidel, honors. Kaylin Sheridan Silvio, high honors. Sarah Juliet Stone, high honors. Emily Juliana Theroux. Justin Eduardo Treje Vicente. Elvis Benjamin Velez. Anna Elizabeth Kennedy Ward. High honors, class salutatorian. Jordan A. Welsh, honors. Nolan Alexander Wynack. Nathan Scott Winslow. Melvin Jose Zapata. Graduating class of 2022. Congratulations on reaching this goal of graduating from high school. You have worked hard and have persevered through unprecedented times, and today is your day. Good luck with whatever path you choose, and remember, you will always have a family at Clinton High School. Thank you. And now your class president, Mr. Taha Sabri.
If you could please all rise, our band will be playing the national anthem. Thank you, and please be seated. I would like to congratulate everyone today. I'd like to, find something else. I'd like to thank everyone for coming here today. I would like to congratulate the graduates, and I'd like you all to join me for moving the tassel from the right side of your head over to your heart onto the left. Congratulations. Go get 'em, Gales.
Subject.